Hi, Betham. Here we are again. It's actually hard to believe that we're approaching another Pesach where we're going to be celebrating it more like last year than like 2 years before. Some of us are, this community, are vaccinated and might be gathering in small groups, but it's not going to be the Pesach experience that we've all gotten used to in our lives. Um, I do hope that you all, will be able to pull some joy and meaning and richness from this experience, which, yes, will be rather impoverished compared to a usual Pesach, but still has potential. A quick communal update, a short Dvar Torah, and a meditation. The communal update all has to do with Pesach. A reminder, if you haven't yet, to sign up for our virtual second Seder starting on Sunday night at 6:30 p.m., led by Rabbi Chorny, with some guest appearances by myself and other members of the Temple Beth Am community. A reminder that registration is still open for nearly all of the Pesach services that will take place on campus, starting on Sunday morning for the first day of services and Monday morning for the second day of services. I believe Yisker might be sold out next week, but the other Yontif services still have space, as do the daily minyan services, which we're starting in person in the sanctuary starting on Tuesday morning of Chol HaMoed Pesach with a maximum of 15 people. And there are still spaces available most days. Look on the website to sign up. And boy, it'll be nice to see some of you in person for the first time in quite a long time. And I hope that you'll take advantage of some of these opportunities to be with community again. Okay, now the piece of Torah. Judaism, I think, thrives and has made a mark for itself in the ways in which it is countercultural, and iconoclastic, and not just going with the flow of whatever is popular in a particular generation. Sometimes Judaism adapts itself to what is real in a generational moment, and sometimes it proudly stands against it. One of the things that stands out for me in our telling the Exodus story in the book of Exodus is how Moshe makes it clear to Pharaoh who is going to be coming out of Egypt and in what order. My colleague and friend, Rabbi Net Ezra, says, let's focus on Moshe's words when he says to Pharaoh, Bin Ureinu ubizkeinenu nelech. Pharaoh, we're leaving. And if you're wondering who's leaving, we and our Na'arim, our youth, and we with our Zekenim, our elders. Why is that interesting? Most cultures prize their adults for their sophistication, for their erudition, for their productivity, for their industriousness, and kids are add-ons to many cultural realities. Moshe said, we are leaving, and with whom are we leaving first? Who are the sine qua nons of this experience? The kids. Bin nu'urenu. We are not leaving without our youth. And the way that the Jews have celebrated Pesach throughout the years reinforces that. Nearly the entire 10th chapter of Masechet Pesachim, the tractate of Mishnah and Talmud that deals with the holiday, focuses on thing after thing after thing on Seder night that is for the benefit of the children to burnish within them a unending curiosity about our national story and to make them feel included, involved, and connected to the people around the table and connected to their inherited saga. That is how we celebrate the Exodus, and Moshe's line to Pharaoh is how the Exodus was prioritized in real time. And just think about this Jewish notion that, according to our story and our legend, when we were evacuating tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 children from enslavement, what did we do? In the middle of that night, we sat them down and we told them a story. And we made it so that they would always consider themselves to be central to that story. This is a year in which it's really interesting and appropriate to focus on our Na'arim, our kids. Whether you have children or grandchildren or you're a teacher of children or you're aware of children, this last year has been hard on all of us. It's been very hard on kids. kids without other kids to be with is a very sad thing to observe. Kids trying to pull learning off of screens, no matter how good the pedagogy is a very painful thing to observe. Kids kind of turning inward rather than being the outgoing and gregarious selves that most 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds are is a very sad thing to observe. And so this is a year in which our Ne'arim, all Ne'arim, but we're talking about us right now, our Ne'arim, our youth, have suffered in ways that adults might not have because of our adaptability. But the children have also taught us something this year. Their resilience, their ability to maintain their relationships despite the distance, their ability to smile and laugh when there was not a whole lot to smile and laugh about, is another reminder of why it is significant for a community such as ours to put our hopes in and make our bets on our Ne'arim, who eventually will become the Zikenim, the veteran elders who will lead our community into the next generation, hopefully with the curiosity that we have instilled within them through Sidarim throughout the years, and with their own ability to learn and teach the meaning of this story of our Exodus. It is, on some level, going to be their story when we are gone. And at the same time, our tradition, of course, even as it says we're not going without our youth, it venerates the elders amongst us and chastises us lest we forget them too. You may remember from the Shema Kolenu prayer on Yom Kippur, Kechlot kochenu al ta'azvenu. We ask God when our vigor wanes, when we get to le'et zikna, the age of our being elders, we ask God not to forsake us, which is really a reminder to ourselves to not forsake those who are already in that category. And even on Pesach night, as we focus on the children and their curiosity and their learning and their being involved, we also prioritize the Zakenim. We even say, Afilu kulanu chachamim, even if we were all sages, the kulanu nevonim, and all wise people, the kulanu Zakenim, even if we were all venerable elders who know the story so well, we still would be telling it this exact way. In other words, we raise up our Zakenim as models for what it has meant to inherit the story and transmit it to the next generation. And this year, my friends, has been hard for our Ne'arim, and it has been hard for our Zikenim, for all Zikenim. The loneliness, the lonesomeness of people in a certain generational point in their life for whom gathering with community on Shabbat may be the most significant part of their social experience, who've had that been taken from them, our Zikenim have suffered as well. And so what I want to leave you with as we move into another opportunity for us to tell the story of our Exodus is for us to admire and praise and raise up the Ne'arim amongst us who will take over from us when they step into our generation. And to remind ourselves, if you know someone within the Beth Am community or beyond who might be in that category of a zakein, of an elder, who is a little more alone, a little more isolated, a little more of a sufferer on this Pesach compared to previous Pesach nights, that you take it upon yourself to reach out with a phone call or an email or another way of connecting and let them know that they are still a part of us, still a part of this Beth Am community, of this Jewish family, and of this never-ending story. We are Na'arim, we are Zikenim, we are one Jewish family, and together we emerged from enslavement, and together we continue to march forward towards a land and a life of promise. I wish you all a Chag Kasher V'Sameach, a Shabbat Shalom, and as I've been ending these videos, I miss you, and I love you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. If you don't want to stay for a meditation, you are released. If you would like to stay for meditation, please do so. I'm going to take off my glasses. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Let a beautiful heaviness descend onto you. Come down through your body, almost in a leaden way that makes you feel pulled down into the floor beneath you. And allow your breathing to become dominant and prominent in your experience as you take air in, not as an automatic reaction, but an intentional choice to revivify your body every few seconds. And as you descend into this meditative place, awake and calm, alert and also in repose, I want you to think of one of the other names of Pesach, Chag HaAviv, the holiday of spring. And reflect in your mind on the fact that the month in which Pesach appears, Nisan, is itself called Aviv. But Pesach is not until the middle of that month. And so why is the holiday of Aviv not at the beginning of Aviv? And maybe it's because there's a day on the calendar that spring is meant to spring, to arrive. But sometimes it's not until later that you feel it. Less so in our climate, much more so in the land of Israel, on the East Coast, that moment where spring has sprung. From whatever winter you are emerging, how will you know when it is Chag HaAviv? How will you know that spring has sprung? Where will you feel it in your body? How will you feel it in your soul? How will you notice it when it's here? As we linger for a few moments, just imagine yourself awaiting, anticipating, expecting spring's arrival. And almost pre-feeling in your body what it will be like when it actually comes. The springtime of a solar calendar, the springtime and rebirth of an individual soul. a warming from a winter, the birth of something new and needed. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And once again, I say, Chag Kasher v'Sameach and Shabbat Shalom, and I miss you and I love you.